Alright, so welcome to my channel. My name is Don Smart. Yes, finally, Kidi has come out to respond to the allegations which were made against him by one idiot on Twitter called Bongo Ideas. Okay, and I really like the way Kidi responded with violence because that guy needs to be addressed. Okay, alright, so now let's go listen to Kidi as he responds to the allegations made against him that he had stroke. Okay, which isn't true, and I'm happy that he's doing very well. Okay, but then there's a part in the video I do not agree with. Okay, so let's go watch that video, come back, and then we'll talk about it. Now, and then I'll explain why I don't agree with him on that. And now it's because of evidence I have and based on experience. Let's go watch him, come back, and then we'll talk about it. Also, before we go, like this video, comment, and most importantly, subscribe.
That a story such as you having a stroke will come out, because artists cancel events
Never in a
and
million
cancel
years.
concerts all the time.
Never in a million years. Like, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, I couldn't even talk because I was like, I was so confused. Like, I put out a statement that, health, I needed to take like a break and then like, get well and stuff. And that was like weeks before that story even broke out. And when it broke out, I was like, I think usually when people do these things, probably they're orphans. Maybe they don't have families, because if you think about what myself, my family would have to go through with a rumor like this, it was one of the toughest moments, because like my mom, she has really suffered. Like, she couldn't have a phone for 2 seconds without somebody calling, because a stroke, give or take, is a life-ending illness. Like, when somebody gets a stroke, that's the end of them. So imagine what my family went through in a time like this, where they are saying, even my mom that I spoke to the morning of the rumor, she had to call me again, because as a mother, like, she's like,
just to make sure her son,
what if maybe like my brother, my whole family, like people from abroad, from every corner of the world where there are Ghanaians, there was like concern. And I was like, so is this person like satisfied or happy within, to cook up something like this?
Do you think it was the ambiguity of the post? Do you think if you had come out immediately and said, hey guys, listen, I have to take a step back because something is disconnected, do you think if you were specific, none of this would have happened?
No matter what I did, it doesn't give anybody the right to sit up and cook up what they possibly think might be the issue. You don't get to sit in front of your laptop and say, oh, okay, today, what do I pin this health issue on? Stroke. Kidi has it. Then, like, no matter what I do, it gives nobody.
Like, they missed a whole lot of...
Nobody the right to do that. Nobody. Like, nobody. It wasn't pleasant. Like, I don't wish this on anyone. I don't wish this on anyone to get a stroke.
Alright, so as I told you to listen with rapt attention, okay? And I really like the way Kidi responded to that guy. Okay, so the guy Kidi is talking about, or the one who began spreading the rumors about Kidi having a stroke, is this guy. Okay, this guy is a very stupid guy on Twitter who's been insulting everyone, Charlie. This guy began by insulting people until I think he even insulted Nana Banamwa, and then he was caught, dealt with, and later he went in and apologized. And ever since then, it's even become more worse, full of envy, jealousy, hate. And when someone is doing very well, he then begins to attack the person. In fact, this guy has attacked everyone, including the youth who are doing very well. So I'll bring you stories about him later. Now let's talk about the stroke part. Okay, yes, if you listen carefully, okay, Kidi made mention of the fact that stroke is a life-ending condition, and that's when you have a stroke, that's the end of you. That is not true. Okay, now stroke is not a life-ending condition. Stroke is a life-threatening condition. Okay, and when you have a stroke, that's not the end of you. When you have a stroke, you can recover from it and come back to normal again. So why am I saying this? Okay, I'm saying this from experience, and if you do not know, I am a physiotherapist. Okay, I have seen patients who had stroke, I've treated them, and they're back to normal again. Okay, even though it might take it takes a while and it's expensive. Okay, yes. So having a stroke doesn't mean that that's the end of you. Yes, there are complications, and depending on which part of the brain is affected, some things might happen. Okay, because usually in the body, for those of you who do not know, or let's say, depending on which part of the brain is affected, as I said earlier. Okay, so for the brain, even though it's one, we have the left hemisphere, and then the right hemisphere. Okay, and then the left hemisphere controls the right part of your body. Okay, and then the right hemisphere controls the left part of your body. Okay, so when someone has a stroke, and then let's say the weakness is on this part of their body, it means that the stroke affected the left part of the brain. Okay, so stroke doesn't affect the whole brain, it affects left or the right. Also, when someone has a stroke and then this part is weak, it means that the stroke is on the right side of the brain. Okay, and so basically, when you are at the hospital, you'll be seen by a doctor, which is constant. You'll also be seen by nurses and then also a physiotherapist as well. Now, when the treatment, when you are discharged, you're supposed to continue with the physiotherapy. Okay, and once you do that, you will recover and then come back to normal again. Okay, yes, that's how it works. But then if you forget, then or you don't do it, it's most likely that you won't recover again. Okay, now I've seen patients who have stroke, I've treated them and they're back to normal, as I said earlier. But then the maintenance, it's very expensive. Okay, and you have to make sure that you don't get a stroke. There are ways you can avoid having a stroke. Okay, you have to check your BP, you have to exercise regularly. Like, there are causes, and then I'll talk about what causes stroke, what stroke is, the cause of stroke. Okay, so I'll end there, and then in my next video we'll talk about stroke. Alright. Before we go, let me introduce myself. My name is Don Smart, aka Lyrica, aka Sanabakus, aka Sanabajwa, aka your favorite YouTuber, aka the YouTuber. What a favorite YouTuber not say because favorite YouTuber has been compromised. Alright, so see you in my next video.